Hey, this is Judgment Waits bringing you the Tower of Babel Easter egg for Transit. I'm going to show you everything that you need to do in order to get that done. It is a little bit difficult, so I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks to help you out and help get that accomplished. So, on to the first part. Now, the first thing you need to do is build the turbines. I'm not going to show you how to do that. It's pretty obvious. If you don't know, watch my other video. I show you how to build a turbine, turn on power, pack a punch, and everything like that in that video. So everybody needs to have a fan. So grab your fans and you'll come out this way. If I can grab this bad boy. Alright, and you want to come out to the front here. Now, the first piece, we're going to be building the obelisk bench, the nav card reader bench, whatever you want to call it. The first piece is always right here, and it's this piece of meteor right on the side of the bus. So that first piece will always be there. Make sure you pick it up. Now, the rest of the pieces spawn in different locations, so the first place you want to check is in between the bus depot and the diner in the tunnel. Go ahead and jump out here as you're running, or as you're going there, and you want to get out right after this semi on the right. And you'll jump out here. My friends do that. Watch out for that lava right there. But usually the board, when it spawns, is up here on this area right here. Now, this particular time it wasn't here, but as you see in this time, it was here. So that's what the board looks like. It's very important. It is just a board. It doesn't have any metal pieces of pipe or anything attached to it. So that is the second piece that you need. Now, we're heading over to the diner. This is obviously where the Pack-a-Punch is. One of the important pieces that you need in order to do this Easter egg is somebody has to have the EMP grenade. So that's what they look at. So go ahead and grab that. Now, the third piece could possibly be here. It is the radio, and it's usually up on this cabinet right there. So somebody has to actually jump to get it. So jump and press X and you'll pick that up. So that's the third piece that you need. Now, we are on to the farm. Now, when you come here, you'll want to go into the farmhouse, go through the doors, obviously, and towards the back left of the refrigerator on the wall right there, there is the nav card reader. So sometimes that piece is going to be right there. Don't forget that you can actually store guns from previous games in that refrigerator. I had that AK-74U Pack-a-Punch from a previous game already in there, and that whatever gun you put in there, it stays. Whether or not you end the game or start the game, it's going to stay in there. So pick that up. Now, this obviously is the power portion. I'm not going to show you exactly how to turn on power. You should know how to do that, or you can watch my other video to learn that. But I will say this. I had the meteor rock, and I picked up that piece for power, and I obviously swapped the part. So be careful when you're picking up parts that you remember to go back and get that meteor rock. Also, too, if you go down, if you get knocked down by a zombie, you will drop what you're carrying. So make sure you pick that up. It's very important that when you're playing with the team that you constantly remind each other, hey, you went down, make sure you pick up your part, or hey, you swapped out that part, make sure you go back and get that original part. I guess I am going to show you all of power because I'm talking right here. So we've got, I think, all the pieces for the power, and I'm going back to get my meteor rock, though. There it is. You can see it's in the bottom middle of the screen. So on the bottom right there in the middle is that little blue looking turd thing. That is actually the piece of the part. So we're turning on to power here. Now the Avogadro, or the lightning creature, is going to spawn right now. While you're waiting for him to do that, you could actually open up this area and send whoever doesn't have a part to go look for the next part. In this next area, a lot of times the board will spawn there. So I saw the board in the tunnel, and that's where I showed you we actually picked it up. It also will spawn over in that area, and I'll show you where to look at that. But I want to show you the creature right there in the top, and he's actually going to spawn in. Then you're going to hear Dr. Masses tell you to turn off the power.
Yep, that's it.
But now, you must turn off the power. An active power grid will disrupt all communications between us and make it impossible to accomplish the mission I have for you. Shut down the power.
Okay, so we're going to turn off the power, and we're going to go to this next area. I'll show you something that you want to watch out for. So if you didn't pick up the board in the tunnel, look here. If it's not here, look in the Nocturne Untoten part of the map. And that's the same thing that can be said about the radio. If the radio isn't in that diner garage by the mystery box, then, you know, check otherwhere. But there is the board. I know it's hard to see. There is the board. Now, you want to be careful because sometimes there's this other board-looking thing down here that I'll show you. So make sure you have one of your friends pick it up. Now, look at this right here. Sometimes people think that this is the board, but see how that one has some metal poles attached to it? That is not the board. Onto the town, though. This is where you can find the nav card reader if it is not at the farmhouse, and I'll show you that in a minute. But if you open up this area back here, this is where you go down to Pack Punch normally. I put some money in the bank deposit in the previous game. I probably have close to 100 grand in here, and you can withdraw that money at any time in any in any game following it. So if you put 100 grand in one game, the next 5 games you could withdraw a little bit here, a little bit there. So anytime you get up with money, make sure you stick it in there, and you can come back in another game and pull that out. Since you're in town, you might as well stop over here and go get Juggernog, so you can use that money from the bank safety deposit box, or maybe you've got some already built up. But now power is out, so you just take your turbine and use that to power the Juggernog machine, and you can get it and your friends can get it. So make sure you pick up Juggernog while you're here. It's just going to make doing the Easter egg a lot easier. And then this is the box area where it spawns sometime. Notice the garbage can to the right of the box. The nav card reader is down there on the bottom. And we were waiting for the person that didn't have a part to pick it up, so that's why I'm not picking it up. But you can see it right there on the bottom right of my screen, laying right on the ground in front of that trash can. Now, once you have all the pieces, you want to get back and travel between the farm and the power station, and you want to get out at the cornfield. Now, if you've ever gone to the Nocturnal in Toten, that is on the right hand side of the road. You want to go to the left hand side of the road, and you can see the vehicles by which you need to go by. But you go straight back, you're going to hang a left, and then a quick right, and then it kind of veers to the left, and you go back to this power station tower type thing. Now, once you get to the tower here, those denizens will not jump on you, and you just have to look around on the ground and look for the X prompt to start building the table. All right, so there, it just popped up. I'm going to go back and find it. All right, and I'm going to add my part. Once you add the first part, then it's easy for everybody else. So everybody else is going to add their other parts. That's why, you want to do this with 4 people. It's just a lot easier with just everybody carrying a part than it would be. You could bring each part there separately, but when you do this with everybody, it's a lot easier to do. Now, once you build this, it is built for the rest of the time. If you would quit this game and you were to start it back up with the same 4 people, you're going to have that table still there. Okay, now if you start off with a different group of people, if one person changes, you're going to have to redo that again. So make sure that you're doing this with the 4 people that you normally play this game with. Now, once you get to this point, we need to get the Avogadro, the lightning guy, the lightning zombie, underneath this tower and throw an EMP on him. Now, in order to get him to spawn in, the secret to that is keep a crawler alive, all right, and keep looking up into the sky. As soon as you see the lightning storm above you, over top of you, because it'll be in different areas of the map, but as soon as you see it above you, over top of you, you kill the last zombie. When you kill the last zombie, then that Avogadro guy will spawn in among you, and you'll be able to complete this final part. Now, sometimes when you kill the crawler and the lightning is ahead above you, it doesn't work. So go ahead and just run through the round and kill all the zombies, and then that guy will spawn in there. Alright, so as soon as the Avogadro guy spawns in, then you have 2 people put a fan or turbine on either side of that obelisk bench. And the Avogadro guy is behind me. I'm kind of watching this way, though. So we get 2 fans up, 1 on each side of that. And then the person with the EMP grenades, he's going to wait till the Avogadro guy or the lightning guy gets close to the tower, and then he's going to throw an EMP grenade on him, and that kind of doesn't kill him but sends him up, and there I get knocked down and you don't get to see that guy going up, but he'll kind of do that spin around thing and then go up the tower, and that powers the obelisk bench. It's the same thing as if you were to knife that guy, and if you don't have EMP grenades, you can actually knife him enough times underneath that he will do the same thing, but I definitely recommend using those EMP grenades. Alright, for the final part, you're going to need to place 4 turbines simultaneously. 2 will be back at that obelisk bench, so 2 people need to stay there, and then you send 2 people off. 1 back to the bus depot. He's going to put a turbine right underneath that light, and then I'm going to travel to the diner and put a turbine under another light. So you want to get out at the diner and you'll head back this way, see that flickering light. So now I'm going to say, hey, I'm putting out the turbine, and then the other 3 people are going to put out their turbines as well, and there you do it. There is the Easter egg, the Tower of Babel. Now, if I was out at that tower out there in the cornfield, you'd see this lightning coming down it every so often, and it'll actually drop stuff every so many minutes, like an insta-kill or a bomb or something like that. So And speaking of bombs, I think they just grabbed one of those that dropped down there. But hey, there it is. Hope this helps you out. If you got any questions or comments, make sure you leave them for me. I waited through like 10 hours of video to make this. Took me a long time, but hopefully it's pretty clear and, you know, it helps you out. If it does help you out, please leave me a like. I'd really appreciate that. And if it doesn't help you out and you think it stinks, thumb it down, you know. Oh, and before I forget, let me say this too. This is the Dr. Maxis portion of the Easter egg. You can actually get the Tower of Babel by doing the Richtofen side, and on that side you actually leave the power on, but I'll probably do that in another video. But make sure you check out all my zombie videos. I got a lot of cool stuff in there. As always though, take care and God bless.